What's going on, everybody? This is Jake here with very minimal to no creep whatsoever. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Beyond the Berm. Today we're going to be going over basic field stripping of your CZ75 SP01. This one happens to be the SP01 Tactical, but the same actual takedown of the pistol applies for a standard safety model. So first, what we're going to do, drop the magazine. I do have 2 snap caps in this magazine. I dry fire this gun a lot, so I keep snap caps in one 17 round mag. We'll drop the magazine. Make sure nothing's there, and then we're going to lock the slide back and check for an empty chamber, making sure that the gun is clear. And in this case, the gun is clear. I'll let the slide forward. Next, on the tactical model, I can simply actuate the decocker, and that will decock the pistol. On a safety model, I'm going to want to, at a minimum, drop that hammer all the way down, basically just by pulling the trigger or thumbing the hammer down. But on the tactical model, I like to decock. And the reason I do this is because you'll notice these 2 hash marks. You have one on the frame and one on the slide. They need to line up. Now, when the hammer is in the half-cocked position or decocked position, as soon as you actually hit the hammer and start to activate some kind of tension for it to actuate the hammer backwards, that is perfect alignment for these pins. So in the decocked position, as far as you can push back with ease, will get you straight to the takedown position. Now, how I like to do that is I'll actually overhand grab with a thumb beneath the beaver tail and pull back on the sights, like so. Now, you can do this with your thumb, but an easier way to do it is with the actual base plate of the magazine. You're going to want to push this pin, which is your slide stop, slide release, through the other side while pulling back and maintaining that alignment of those hash marks. And you're just going to get it started. I'll release it, flip it over, keep my hand like this, and pull back on the slide, keeping those actual hash marks aligned, and you'll pull that straight out. Now once you do that, you can just, boom, the slide comes right off the frame. Then you have your slide assembly. Pretty straightforward. Definitely not Glock simple, but it's really not bad at all. Next up, you're going to want to depress your recoil spring assembly, and make sure to hold it because these are not captured. You're going to depress it forward, and then you're just going to pull it straight out. And then you can, I have a barrel bushing in here, an upgraded barrel bushing, so it's a little tight sometimes. But you're going to want to actually tilt up and just pull the barrel straight out. There you go. Now you're going to want to do everything in the exact reverse order to get it back together. So we'll take the slide, we're going to insert the barrel, make sure it's locked in there. You're going to take your recoil and guide rod assembly, going to insert it in that bottom lug right here, and then you'll notice on the actual barrel there's a little detent, a little dimple. There's also one on your guide rods. This is an aftermarket stainless steel guide rod, but the plastic ones, or the factory ones, have it as well. So you're going to want to compress the spring, make sure that that little detent and little pimple on the actual guide rod are aligned and in place. Oops, phone's going off. Next up, you're simply going to align the slide rails that are on the slide itself to the actual frame, and you're just going to slide it right on. That should go on with absolute ease. You should not have to force anything. And then, with the grip underneath the beaver tail, And on the sights, I'll take my pin, making sure to index it properly. The circular hole goes in the front. The kind of squared off one goes in the rear. You're going to want to drop it in. It should slide right into about this position. And then it's going to take a little bit of force to actually push through. You're going to want to brace on this side and just give it a nice squeeze. And you'll overcome the spring pressure for the actual takedown. Now, being fully assembled, you're going to want to make sure it's pointed in a safe direction. And I can't stress enough not to have any ammunition present during the takedown or cleaning of your firearms. And we're just going to do a simple function check. Make sure it's always pointed in a safe direction. But I like to simple function check, and it is all set. Now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to post them up. Video ran a little longer than I expected, but the CZ is a little bit more in detail, I guess you can say, to disassemble. Just because you are popping that pin across. Not as detailed as a 1911, but definitely not as simple as a Glock. Well, thanks guys. Hope you liked it.